And the last question is from the Alliance for Food Sovereignty in Africa. And I think I'll put it to both of the commissioners. We EU uphold the right to food, land and seed sovereignty in all future partnerships.
Indeed, the issue of food sovereignty and or food security is very key, particularly for Africa. We, as Africa, were spending sometimes more than US 50 billion per year, just importing food. The funds which could be going to support our health system, our infrastructure, and even our education. So the issue, therefore, of food sovereignty is becoming more and more critical, which is why one of the critical things that we're looking at is to see how we can be able to grow this in Africa. We have the soil, we have the land, and now even the expertise, because we have now been trained in the West, be it in Europe or Americas, in China, etc. So, which means we now have the skills, we have the land, we have the water. It's about time that we start saying, let's stop talking. Let's make sure that we can now grow what Africa needs. I thank you.
Thank you very much.
First of all, I would like to say that food sovereignty, those who say we are food sovereign, or I think they are living in a delusion, because that doesn't exist, and it doesn't exist for several reasons. You might say that the European Union is self-sufficient. No, we are not self-sufficient, because we are heavily dependent on certain inputs for our agriculture, for example, on protein crops and other crops that we don't even grow in the European Union because the climate is not adapted. And then, secondly, I think climate change is a reality, and our farmers know it firsthand because they are the first victims of climate change, and they feel it every year when they have droughts or floods or other severe climate events. And I think that is why everybody needs to work together as well, because in some years it might be that in some part of the world there is sufficient food or even a little bit more than is consumed, and some time it will be in the others. And I think that is a kind of safety net about which we have to think, that this exchanges that we currently have can shift over the periods, over the years, and I think there we are of mutual help to ensure as well and have a certain kind of security net when one and the other work together. But you mentioned as well another point that is, in my opinion, very important when it comes as well. You don't only said food sovereignty, but as well seed sovereignty. And I think that is something very important as well, because we have to avoid some mistakes that in some agriculture economies have been made in the past, that you are dependent on those who detain the patent of the seeds. And I think there we have as well to invest into joint research and as well to make available the utilization of the crops to the producers. That will be essential as well, not to drift from one dependency into another. We have to learn from our mistakes from the past as well.
Thank you.